So, now that we have this, let's go to the next line. The reason for me doing this, I've made one light and made another light. And named them both a certain number. 1 and 2. So now the computer knows that these lights are going to be used for, or are named 1 and 2. And the reason for this is a texturing purpose. And by texturing, I mean like style-wise, not like literally putting a skin on it or whatever. But anyways, now we're saying this line of code right here. So now we're saying color light 2. So our second light, the original variable 1, whenever you have a light, as you already know, it's usually white light. And that usually means that every single light that you probably make is going to end up being white. So we say color light 2. You could just say color light 1 and name it that, but I'm just saying 2 out of a random number. You could choose either of these and with no error or anything. And then we just say comma, RGB, as we discussed over this slide. We do 000, which equals black. Now, why I had this is what you would call a comment. And how you, if you can see here, these lines of code that you actually see for like make light 1 or make light, for example, you can see that it's highlighted in blue. What that is telling you is that that is a computer's code for saying, okay, we understand what you're saying. Now, that's not always the case. For example, if you said constant, or hash brown, I think that's it, hash brown, constant, let's just say red box, and then we say equals 120, then that's something that isn't actually named a variable. We'll just write it out like this. Constant red box, and then oh yeah, one word, constant red box, and then let's just say 250. Oh, and I did not tell you, this is how you would usually say how this would be used for, and then we can just write, for example, in between here we could just say red box, and red box every single time if we wanted to. But anyways, just deleting this. Now, let's go over to, I did not tell you what the maximum is. The lowest for these RGB values is 0, and the very highest is 250. Now, 250 always equals white, and 0 always equals black. So it's pretty cool like that. And then we're saying, we just colored this light black, and we have one light, that's 1. My purpose for that is to add a little bit of a shadow effect. Now, we set both of these lights. That's what these two lines tell you, that we're setting both of these lights to object position 1. But it's kind of weird where when you first set light, you first give it the light number, which is here, 1 and 2, and then I give it the object to go to, which is 1, object 1. So then we say 1 for both of them, and then it goes for both of them. Now, if up key, open bracket, close bracket equals 1, that's just giving it a value. Again, 1 is the same value as the cube, since we named this cube 1. Okay, so then we go over to here, and then we say, then move object up 1. So we're calling it what object, if I'm correct. Number 1 stands for the object, and this stands for the up command. So it's pretty cool like that. But so like if you had two up commands, like for example shift and up key, which isn't a command or anything, but if you did have those, then you would name this 2 or whatever. But DarkBasic doesn't allow you to do that, to my knowledge, at least. But anyways, then we're just pretty much repeating that step down, except we keep changing it to down, left, right, and then at the very bottom, we always, before this line of code, and whatever we're doing for this kind of code or whatever, where we're giving it a value, we always have to have do, and then sync and loop in DarkBasic. Now, as you can see here, all of these have move. Doesn't necessarily have to be like that, but I'll just show you how it looks if we compile it and run it as it is. Sorry. Wrong key. Getting used to C++ too much. Compilation successful. Okay. Might take a second. Okay, so here we have our cube. We can move it up, down, left, and right. Now, this is pretty cool because, like, for example, DarkBasic people. If you position your camera, like, I'm not covering that with this, but if you did position your camera in more of a view where you would see this face, then you would see more of the character moving, being able to move like that. But since we're in top view, it's not exactly, and you can't really change the views by just this. You have to type it in code. But as you can see, it has a blue background, except hasn't colored this in. Again, just a little problem that it has with it. Unless that does equal 0 or silver. Not really sure, but anyways, pretty cool. This is not usually how I use it, though. Usually, since I'm which perspective you're in, you can either have move only on the top levels for up key and down key. Can you only have move and pitch? And you can't have pitch at the bottom either. I'll show you that, for example. So, let's just change these to pitch, since this is how we, this is how we actually, like, turn the objects. But if we, like, try typing in pitch for either of these two, pitch, as you can see, it does not do it for that one, or for this one. The other code that you can do for this line is, unless I'm leaving something out, which I don't think I am, is turn. Now this is just, I'll show you what it's used for. It's really just basic. It's really like just, you're pretty much able to see any kind of view from your object. And now hit F5. I was hitting F12 before because I was used to C++ or Blender actually. Wait for it to load. Make this big. And now, left makes it go like that. Right makes it go like that. Up and down. Now if you're asking why is it going kind of in an up pattern, where it's kind of turning upwards when I'm holding the down arrow and going downwards whenever I'm hitting the up arrow, well, it's just because of, it's kind of like you would have to mess around with the coding a bit, but it's kind of like those kinds of games where you're, for example, if you're playing one of those fighter pilot ship games or whatever, and you're just like flying around and you're like, what the heck? I'm like hitting a down arrow and I'm somehow going up, and holding up the up arrow and somehow going down. Now it just gets weird like that once you've made a lot of adjustments like that, but long story short, it's a pretty cool program, and this is pretty much it for our code, our source of code. Now let's just save this. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. And don't forget to post, comment, rate, and sorry, not post. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And before I end this video, just to let you know, I have just opened up my channel. I'll be uploading this video to there as well, so you can see everything from there. So just wanted to let you know, and thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.